Last time on Shadow Piece, Sanji and Eric kept exchanging attack after attack, not giving the other any time for relaxation. Every mistake would immediately get punished. That is how high level both sides are in this battle. After a powerful clash, both fighters got pushed back, the cook all the way to the edge and the giant a bit less, but this moment of struggle from the human was enough. Revealing one more tactic from his arsenal, Eric went down on the ground and switched to a completely different fighting style. As we learned, Eric is a member of the Red Hair Pirates, and even though he is the apprentice of Ben Beckman, he also learned a few things from the other members. For this moment specifically, Chaser Yasop has taught him a few sniping tricks. The hammerhead now works as a stabilization for the gun built into it, and with a simple click on a button, the bullet gets sent flying at an incredible fast speed. With Sanji's stability problems, he is in no way capable of dodging the incoming danger, so that only leaves one option for him. His Haki still has a lot of room for improvement, but his observation is trained enough to see the trajectory of the incoming projectile, and that allows him to proceed with the following tactic. His kick has to reach a level of perfection so that he can precisely redirect it for an immediate counterattack. This maneuver requires his full concentration, and at first everything is going smoothly. The way he moves, the way he breathes, and most importantly, the way he thinks. Using his leg covered in azure flames, the bullet is about to make a 180 when Sanji's eyes catch something in the audience's seats. Some of the female spectators stood up and are now jumping up and down, giving the blonde pervert quite a show. Gravity, I love you. He may be a married man, but nobody can change his enjoyment of the female variety. That is just not a trait you can take out entirely of him. As previously said, even this small distraction was enough to mess up his accuracy. Instead of turning it around on Eric, he only managed to readjust it by around a 120-degree angle, saving himself but putting someone else in the line of attack. And that someone else is somebody we have now spent a bit of time together with in Elbaf. The young girl, Liv. The attack by Eric was already fast, and Sanji only further accelerated it. It even got through the safety net of the Einherja. This is horrible. Brook cannot react in time. Bronya didn't get there in time either, and Perona doesn't have the tools to stop the attack either. Warrior Nation or not, this was meant to be a safe space for the spectators, and the death of a little girl would seriously diminish the joy of the events. Liv herself can not do anything, besides scream. She is just a little orphan girl. She may be strong for her age, but this whole situation is way too scary for a mere child. A near-death experience is not something anybody needs in their childhood. However, death looms everywhere, all the time. But if death is on your side, you have nothing to fear. A cold embrace comes around her body. You could say it's the icy hug of death. Moria quickly covered her with one arm and pressed her against his body. As the embodiment of death after having eaten the death goddess's devil fruit, he is the one to decide if somebody so young should die. With one arm around Liv, Moria had still more than enough options to block the attack. Simply by putting up his other hand, he has made the perfect shield. Earth creation, fire creation, and even shadow creation aren't needed. When a bullet crashes into the Shadow Emperor's palm, the sound of metal piercing the air instantly stops. It feels like the danger went from 1000 to 0 in less than a second. Every giant, and also the Thriller Pirates, let out a sigh of relief. For a moment, only the muffled cries of the girl can be heard. The Onion Demon puts his free hand on her head, reassuring her of her safety. While everybody was focused on the stray bullets, the battle didn't stop. As soon as Sanji deflected Eric's attack, he activates his invisibility power and dashes towards his opponents. A hail of bullets rains down across the battlefield, but this time both Sanji and Einherja are prepared. With jumps, slides, and just high-speed movement, the blonde warrior escapes any form of damage, and the Guardians of Elbaf make sure that none of the attacks get even close to the spectators this time. Eric is quick to notice that his approach won't work anymore. The first attack had the element of surprise, but everything coming after it was way less valuable. Not hesitating, he gets back on his feet and picks up his hammer. Now the best thing he can do is ready his next attack, to hit his opponent once he gets close enough. Both sides are not done yet. The respective stamina is still holding up. Unless one of them lands a devastating hit, this fight could continue for hours. Battles on high levels like this can last multiple days, so endurance is a key factor to decide if one can keep up with menaces like the Yonko. First, the red-haired apprentice slams down his hammer. He's slightly overexerting himself, but that also means that if any of these hits will land on the target, they will for sure leave a good chunk of damage. From downswing to side swing, he doesn't give the human any breathing time. He's using a hammer, but the swift attacks may as well be coming from a rapier. Both sides are heavy hitters, swift heavy hitters, a combination that is needed to rise to the top. And then it comes. Eric's muscles swell up and a mighty scream lifts his lungs as he brings down his hammer once again. The air gets pushed out of the way and the pressure increases, but Sanji is not showing any signs of wanting to dodge this attack. Instead, his leg flares up one more time. The blue flames flow over the ground and the Charlotte cook has a smug smile on his face, spinning around to increase his velocity before leaping into the air foot first. Another clash of the weapons ensues. Sparks are flying and neither side is giving up. The blonde human keeps on rotating, his speed doesn't go down, but the hammer is. Boom! Metal hits the ground and everybody's anticipating how it will turn out this time. Will the human turn into an accordion again? Or what will happen? It takes a second, but then people start noticing a sound coming from the arena. Crackles can be heard, but their exact origin is yet to be known. That is until the wooden handle of Eric's weapon starts breaking and blue flames leak out of it. Since the start of the first clash, Sanji started thinking about a plan, and at some point he came up with the perfect solution. Every time they attacked each other, the blonde warrior focused on only one exact point of the hammer. At first nothing happens, but over time an indent was made, and then finally with his rotating kick, he used his body like a drill through the entire weapon. Completely unaware of it, Eric has been caught off guard by his opponent's plans. The human really has done it now. He can only accept this as the outcome of this battle. To hell with that! What fighter would just give up after battling for so long? Eric smiles. His teacher may be calculating, but when a battle heats up, so does he. It may be his giant blood, and this bout is making him all fired up. Having no other option, he covers his head in almond haki and goes in for the final headbutt. However, a last second counter like that just won't cut it out. It was worth the effort, and he showed everybody present his determination and guts. But with this final attack, Sanji sends the other participant flying, landing right outside the battlefield. The last battle of the first round is over, and the winner is the person representing our Strawhat Pirates. The crowd of giants is going crazy. Absalom is shaking giants around like Sanji just won the final fight of the tournament. What an emotional mess. After they quieted down, King Odin stands up from his seat to share his own words. With this, the first round is officially over. All of you warriors have fought valiantly, but there can only just be one victor. He looks around the place and shares direct eye contact with all of the participants for just a moment. Tierson, Bronya, Sigurd, and now Eric. You all may have lost, but I am sure that you have learned a lot from your battles. All of your futures will be bright. I am sure of that. As their leader, he has to share words of wisdom and encouragement, and all of the people of Elbaf love it. Hyrule, Loki, Magnus, and Sanji. Who would have expected that only one person that still lives on Elbaf makes it to the second round? At least with Hyrule we have two Elbaf warriors. He chuckles and also gets a laugh from the people spectating. Take a breather and relax. The second round will start in exactly 1 hour. As exhausted as they are, all of them knew that the first day would have 2 battles for them. And we will see all of that in the future episodes of Shadow Piece. But for now, that's everything. What do you say? Did you expect this outcome? How many of the winners did you predict correctly? And how do you think the semifinals will turn out? Elbaf still has a lot to offer, and it will all be revealed in the upcoming weeks. But all that is left to be said for me is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro, out. Bye!